Today on Candid Camera Cooking, we are making some pineapple chunks dipped in pineapple that is inspired by the pineapple spears from Disneyland. The first part of making the pineapple spears is boiling some water. I have about 2 cups of water here, and we'll put it in this double boiler, and we'll put all the chocolate in this pot right here, and boil the water first. While the water's boiling, I'll just explain what kind of chocolate I'm going to be using. This is really sweet. It's I got it at Nancy's Fancies. It's Cocoa Dark Confectioner's Coating, and they come in these little they have these like little dollop drops. These will put in there. And then also, because I don't want it to be super sweet, there's Baker's unsweetened. You can use sweetened or unsweetened. And so I'm going to use 1 or 2 of these for the chocolate, mixing in with a sweet chocolate. These come in these little packages, and they're like little squares. So I'll break off some. I'm not going to make a ton, so I think I'm just going to use 1 or 2. In chocolate fountains, they put olive oil into their chocolate to kind of make it more runny and less really solid chocolate. So I'll put a little bit of oil in the chocolate as well, so that'll give it a more runny consistency, so it's easier to dip the pineapple chunks in here. Okay, so I'm using this canola oil here, and I've never actually made this recipe, just making it up as I go along. But it's starting to get like kind of chunky, so I'll put just half of a teaspoon in here, and we'll see if I like that consistency. The olive oil definitely makes it just makes it more flowy. Dip it if you can see it better. Messy chocolate. Now, come to think of it, I'm sure you could have just put the chocolate in a bowl like this and just microwave it if you don't want to go through the trouble of double boiling it and everything. But here is our runny chocolate that we're going to be dipping the pineapples in. Alrighty, step 2, or step 1 if you really want it to be. I have some tin foil, and I'll put it on a cookie sheet. This is where we're going to put all of the pineapple that we're going to dip. So here is our Dole pineapple chunks. I just like to clean the bottom or the top because who knows where this has been. And then when this little piece gets in, you guys can clean. I don't know if anyone likes to drink pineapple juice afterwards, but here's some nice pineapple juice. Okay, so usually I would just basically dip this pineapple into the chocolate, but I found that the chocolate didn't stick to it. So once we went to Disneyland, we saw them, there was like a little conveyor and just kind of like this, and we saw the people making the pineapple chunks, and they blotted the paper, and I was like, oh, that's the secret step. So we'll see, this is the first time I'm trying it with the secret step. So let's hope it works. Okay. So we got our pineapple, and I'm putting it on some paper here. Okay, we have pineapple here. I'm just going to blot out any excess water here. So the chocolate will actually stay and not just run off. Okay, so now that I'm just kind of blotting them, I'm actually putting it onto this little paper where in the end all the chocolate dipped parts will go. I've tried freezing them before, and I thought maybe freezing them before would make the, but when they thawed out, the chocolate wouldn't stay afterwards, so. If anyone has tried to make this, please leave any comments below on how they have kind of made successful pineapple spears, or if you've gone to Disneyland and tried the Dole. They have a stand that they can get. There's Dole sorbet and Dole, maybe not sorbet. They have like soft serve, and definitely the dipped pineapple spears are my favorite. It's like an adventure land. They have a little spot by the tiki room. Okay, so now we've basically prepped our, have it all lined up like this. And then I'll just dip it using this fork right here. And then I'll just dip it into, like a little bit, into the chocolate. And then put it back on the foil. Probably got 2 forks or something. To be civilized, now I have 2 forks. So I won't touch them with my hands. So far it's looking good. It's kind of hardening. It's kind of getting like a little crusty after I take it out. And then putting it onto the tray here. Now the one that I saw, I don't know if they actually put it into a freezer or a refrigerator, but they just kind of, it looked like they just dried it right then and there, and I was lucky enough to have a fresh one after I saw them make it. But I'm sure, we'll see. It's kind of drying a bit, but I think I'm going to put it in the refrigerator afterwards just to kind of finish it off and make it, have the chocolate definitely dry. So this is what it looks like. The tops are all kind of dipped in chocolate. The bottoms are not. Looks all fancy. So I'm just going to put it in the freezer for like 5 minutes or so, and then we'll see what happens when it comes out. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes, and I'm going to check on these pineapple creations we just made. And it's looking really good. I'm not putting them in for a really long time after because I don't want them frozen. I just kind of wanted the chocolate to set. And see if you can, I picked it up and you can kind of see how it stayed. If you just kind of dip the chocolate ends and not so much, the early ones I made, it has like this chocolate like pool. So if you really just dip the ends, you won't get that. And they look really nice. And I'm excited of how they turned out.